Hello, thank you so much for clicking this video today. I really appreciate it. It's going to be an exciting one. Things are changing in the United States for the better for our industry, and I think it's going to have a massive improvement for Cardano. I think that the new laws that are changing in the United States is really going to foster innovation within our country. And I still believe that US, they kind of set standards for the rest of the world, at least some parts of the world. And these standards being set by the US are going to have massive improvements. On top of that, Bitcoin surging to mark a new all-time high. ADA's surging as well. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why. I also have an update on the midnight airdrop. I think I have an estimated date that you guys will be able to claim. And all of that's going to be in this video, so I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, make sure you leave a comment down below, like it, etc. A new project is also launching on Cardano that I think is going to be very big, and it's launching next week. So we're going to get into that as well, and let's jump right into the video. So this is the first big piece of news that I wanted to bring up today, and this is huge for the entire cryptocurrency industry. Senator Cynthia Lummis says, my new crypto tax legislation would put an end to the unfair tax practices and level the playing field for digital assets. And there's a few things in here to mention, but the biggest one is for ADA holders, in my opinion, and holders of other assets in which you are staking. So right now, the way the US has done taxes in the past, and I think other countries have done this as well, is let's say you're staking to a stake pool, Bloom, for example, and you're receiving rewards every epoch since the beginning of Cardano, when Shelley launched. Every time you receive those rewards, you're supposed to pay taxes on those rewards as you receive them. And now imagine, you receive the rewards when ADA is 20 cents, and then it goes up to $1. So when you go to sell those rewards, you have to pay the taxes again, right? So what Senator Cynthia Lummis is trying to do here is saying, okay, we're not going to tax people when they receive the staking rewards. We're going to go ahead and tax them when they go to sell the actual ADA that they received as rewards. So you'd only be taxed once. This is amazing news. When you are like, if you have a bunch of apple trees outside your house, and you go pick all the apples, you're not taxed when you pick the apples, you're taxed when you go to sell the apples. And I think that this is a huge change. And, I'm excited to personally see this. And we have another, I got a little pop-up here. Let me get rid of this. So we got another big announcement too. Treasury Department, the IRS removed controversial crypto broker tax rule requiring non-custodial service providers to file customer transaction info. So that is incredible. It's amazing to see this. So what are they saying here? Imagine you launch a DAO, and your DAO has a non-custodial smart contract that is offering people lending, or it's allowing people to swap. Well, this broker tax rule stated that you had to, provide all of your customer transaction info, the social security number, even an address, for the users that are using a non-custodial smart contract, or even staking to a stake pool. So, what you were required to do is submit customer information that was impossible for you to get. Blockchains are permissionless, meaning that you can stake to whatever pool you want. You can use any smart contract that's publicly available, and there's no way for me to stop you from using the smart contract or staking to a pool. So them removing this tax rule is huge. This is the type of laws that were stifling innovation in America and over the rest of the world. And what we're seeing happen in the background here, of course, the price movement hasn't been insane. There's a lot of people on Twitter that's real upset, like, oh, ADA hasn't gone up yet. But what we're seeing are all of these little catalysts that, in 2020 or 2021, these catalysts are so much bigger than some of the news that we saw in 2021. What you're seeing is the traditional financial sector realize the value of crypto and start to adopt crypto. And we're watching crypto, really become an adult, become a part of the, real world. And, while you may not see these short-term price movements, in my opinion, these things will really start to add up. And these are the things that will allow, larger companies and larger institutions to start using crypto and integrating crypto and using blockchains like Cardano, because they don't have these big overreaching laws that are impossible to follow that ultimately stifle innovation in America. So if you're excited to see this one, let me know down below. So the next thing I got for you is just in. This is from Angry Crypto Show. Charles reposted it, and I've been a big fan of his content lately. Minted native tokens on Cardano increased by 2,000 in June. So there's been over 217,000 policy IDs minted on Cardano. There's over 10 million native tokens. And the reason I'm bringing this up in this video is while it seems like it's been quiet, what's happened is there's teams all over the world working together to bring Cardano platforms. And if you compare Cardano right now to where Cardano was in 2021, there's no comparison. There's products now, there's DEXs, there's smart contracts being widely used. And, Strike Finance, for example, now you can do perpetuals on Cardano. You can, do a 5x trade. Not that I'd recommend it, but, degens love that sort of thing. Users in crypto love to gamble. That's one of the utilities of crypto. And now you can do that on Cardano by using a non-custodial smart contract. DeFi is here on Cardano. The infrastructure, the foundation has now been laid. And over the next couple of years, it's going to massively improve just as it has over the past two. But, comparing Cardano now to where it was, there's a massive difference. And a lot of the value in crypto comes from, trust and the network effect. And I believe that Cardano has one of the largest network effects in the entire world. I think you can rank Cardano up there with, Bitcoin and Ethereum in terms of network effect. And now we actually have the smart contract infrastructure to compete with the best, considering that we have that network effect. So very excited to see this. Again, let me know what you guys think. So a lot of people are calling this week Crypto Week in Congress. And we got this tweet from Charles today that says, "See everyone in DC." And, he, ever since I watched him go in front of Congress and explain the importance of crypto to the world, I think that that's a really big thing. Him being there, I think he's going to be doing some networking that's ultimately going to be good for Cardano and Midnight and our whole industry. I wouldn't really pick another party other than Charles to represent us as an industry. I think he's the man for the job, to be honest. He's eloquent, and he still has, the cypherpunk beliefs that brought a lot of us into crypto. And on the Midnight airdrop, of course, this date may change, but the word that I've gotten is the first week of August is when you'll be able to start claiming the Midnight airdrop. And there's going to be 60 days to, essentially claim your eligibility for the airdrop. And I'm going to have videos on this channel as far as how to claim the airdrop. We've been busy launching Atrium, so that's why I haven't released the big video that I mentioned in my last video. I'm still going to work on that for you guys, but I'm also going to have all of the content required for the airdrop. And this is an update from Atrium. So we're thrilled to have Phil on board at Atrium. Phil, he actually audited the Atrium smart contract staking basket, and he's been integral in us launching Atrium on mainnet. And we're excited to have him as a technical advisor for Atrium. And on top of that, Atrium, we've been working on it for over 2.5 years as an onboarding tool, and we're going to get ready to launch it next week. So I'm going to give you guys a quick TLDRs. What is Atrium? What are we launching next week, and what's to come? So when someone asks you, what is Cardano, what you're going to share them is Atrium. We've actually built a dashboard with education built into it. You can say, I'm new to crypto, I'm new to Cardano, I'm new to Atrium. And this is the MVP of the education portal. We're going to keep expanding it as time goes on. But we have, what is cryptocurrency? What is Cardano? What is a DAO? What is a browser extension? What is a hardware wallet? How do I stake on Cardano? Pool performance, all of the things that you may already know, but new users won't. You can get them in Atrium. And I believe that there's going to be a lot of people coming into crypto, finding Cardano for the first time, over the next 8 months, over the next 2 years. And we've built Atrium to serve those users. And on top of, the education portal and the dashboard, what we've tried to do is gamify Cardano, make it more accessible, make it more fun, ultimately. And this is what we're launching next Tuesday. And next Tuesday, on July 22nd, you'll be able to come in. You can use your existing wallets like your Roy, Eternal, Vesper, etc. And using those wallets, You can connect, you can look at your dashboard, you can analyze your assets. I have one right here. I've got some ADA handles in my wallet. I've got some profiles in my wallet as well. You can send and receive to profiles and ADA handles directly in here. So I can do, at Big Pay to pull that up. Or I could do money sign, Big Pay, for example, to look up that to send and receive. So you can do that directly in the dashboard. We have a coin market cap style list here as well. And then what we're launching next week on top of the dashboard, the education portal, is profiles. So what you'll be able to come in here and do is mint your profile. So we'll do a test profile here. We'll do Big Pay YouTube. And there's a smart contract in the background verifying that you can never mint this NFT again. So people can send and receive to you, and you can choose a title, and you'll be able to unlock more titles in the future. But we're going to go with professional today. You can also do a description, and then you're going to go ahead and choose your avatar here. So I'm going to go with this one because it's my favorite. These are the default avatars. There's going to be more that are unlockable after you mint the NFT. So I'm going to go ahead here. It's generating the NFT image. We're building the transaction. So now I'm signing this transaction with Eternal. And then, this transaction is going to be submitted to the Cardano blockchain and to the smart contract. So now that that's happening, we're going to get this cool, I'll let the music play. So there's the NFT. So now that we have this NFT, it's gamified. The images that you get are random on mint. So you minting one next week, you may not get the same image as me. But if we go to profile here, and this image is still loading in the background, it's going to look really clean here in a second. But you can see my profile. You can see my level. We're in season 1. Here's the whole leveling system. And we've built this leveling system to increase the amount of transactions on Cardano, to increase the amount in which people engage with your favorite Cardano projects. You can connect your Twitter to it. You can connect your Discord to this profile. And once you do that, you'll start leveling up this NFT. And as you level up the NFT, you get new backgrounds, new avatars, new titles, and you can see the different challenges down here. We have a whole leveling system, daily, weekly, monthly challenges for engaging with projects on Twitter, on Discord, and doing on-chain actions, or even finishing the education portal. And next month, we're going to launch staking baskets. Staking baskets allow you to delegate to over 50 different Cardano stake pools at the same time and earn additional native tokens on top of your rewards. But I'm not going to get into all of that right now. This is what we're launching this month is profiles. Next month, we're going to be launching staking baskets, and we're going to have another launch coming in September or shortly after September. So we've been working on this. It's a labor of love from the entire team. There's a bunch of people that have been working on this. We want to say thank you to Catalyst and the people that have voted us, in Catalyst as well. We wouldn't be here without you. And this is the beginning of something big on Cardano. Imagine these profiles can be followed. You'll be able to stake to profiles as well. These profiles can gather delegation just like an SPO. In a future update, you'll be able to follow these profiles and receive notifications from stake pool operators, from D-reps, from content creators, from the projects that you follow. And we really built Atrium to help grow Cardano, to help the projects on Cardano, to help you new users. We serve as this onboarding tool for new users, and then we onboard them to Cardano, and then eventually use Atrium as a tool to discover all of the great builders in the ecosystem, and we could use your support. All we need you to do, you follow us on Twitter, join the Discord, and mint a profile next Tuesday. You guys can get in here and reserve the names that you think are cool. You remember, no name can be minted twice based on the smart contract, so you can get some really cool names like Ocean, for example. And season 1's going live next week. We do have more in this video, but if you guys check out Atrium, it would really mean the world to me. We've put so much love and time and years by many different people on our team, and honestly many different teams, and we could use your support. We're trying to do good things for Cardano. So the way we're going to close the video, Alex Becker says, and this is from Angry Crypto, the man, the myth, the legend. Alex Becker says, I think Cardano is going to do exceptionally well. ADA is a good technology. I think Cardano has a really good shot at being a long-term technology. I would go with Cardano. I feel the same way. Of course, we don't offer any investment advice, but not only have I invested in ADA, I've also hired multiple developers and team members, and risked my butt, so to speak, building on this chain. And I'm excited for the future. Regulation is changing to promote innovation within America. And, I see a bright future ahead of many of us, and the infrastructure has really been built out well on Cardano. I'm excited for the midnight airdrop, bringing privacy as well. And there's great times ahead. If you made it to the end of the video, comment Atrium next week. It would mean a lot to me. And if you could, just try out Atrium. I think you'll really like it. And this is just the foundation of what we're bringing to Cardano. And I think that, your mind will wander. It's an inspiring app. And I think as you play with it, you'll start to see the benefit that will come to Cardano from what we've built. And yeah, let us know what you think. And I'll see you guys next time. Also, come find us at Rare. We're going to be at Rare Evo next month. So we'll have exclusive stuff at our booth too if you guys want to stop by. And other than that, I hope everyone's doing well, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.